Good day everyone, thank you for coming to the channel. My name is Jun and I'm a Moe Norman swinger. So today I went to the range and I practiced about 500 balls and I had a lot of good progress, I think. And one of the biggest thing for me was being under the line, like on the first move, and then having the parallel under the address plane really well with a lot of gap in between, just like Moe. And I think I finally really accomplished that. And all these, like all the shots I had, not all, okay, that's fake, but I'll say at least like 70 to 80% of the shots I had were really solid. And if you guys can see like all those balls right there, those are all my chipping balls too. And look at it, they're all like, right there, right in front of me too. So it was a really good day, but I had a lot of big changes. The feeling was, different. And I think that's why also the final product is different as well. So let me go ahead and fast forward this and show you guys what I mean. Well, one thing I changed today was my grip, because I had to overlap grip. Because I mean, if you look at Moe in the recent days when he was with Natural Golf, he was doing the 10 finger grip. But actually, if you see him during his tournament winning days when he was younger, he was an overlap. And he talks about this in the video as well, saying, like 10 grip is better. But yeah, actually when he played, yeah, he was an overlap player. But for me, as I was doing the overlap, like, yeah, I mean, I had this in the past. It didn't really bother me lately, but it came back again where like my right pinky is just pressing down on it too much. And it kind of starts hurting my left index finger. So I kind of went to the 10 finger grip today. And I think that, yeah, I like 10 finger more too. Well, okay, I can't say more. I mean, I guess, if you have too much on your finger, it's too flippy, as Mo was saying. But when you're on your 10 finger and like really on the palm of your, or the right heel pad, I guess, because that's where you have to be, on your right heel pad. Like, yeah, it feels more solid. Things are more stable. It shakes less because you're hitting with the fat part of your hand. So that was one thing. And I don't know if you guys can see from here, but my head is tilted. I mean, obviously, because with Moe Norman address, you have already like 15 to 20 degrees of side bend, the side tilt. So as you do that, your head is supposed to tilt too. And today, like, I intentionally tilted a little bit more to help me with my downswing. But anyways, yeah, let me go ahead and play this through. Let me just play it as it is. So I'm practicing my first move. And yeah, let's go back. So yeah, that right there. So this was kind of the big thing. So I'm kind of waggling with my body. And if you see, like, there are two things I'm doing here. I'm coming in with my left instep, and with my left shoulder I'm keeping it tight, and also I'm making sure it's coming in too. So I'm doing both at the same time, and look how much my hands are in now compared to before, right? And this is exactly what I wanted, because this is exactly how Moe looks like. And then here comes the actual swing. So I'm like, okay, keep this feeling, and then let's go, right? And if you see, come on, it's slow. Okay, it's a little bit too slow. Here, let me go ahead and drag it through. So here comes the first move, in and out, the first in part. And obviously, practice versus real, it's gonna be a little bit less, because in the real swing, like other parts of the variable, such as more body rotation and the hip turns and everything, they're all kind of coming into play. But because I exaggerated that much on the practice, this is how much I'm coming in on the real, which is definitely better than before. And as I go with my backswing, one thing that I'm really happy about is, yeah, I'm really in, unlike before. And come on, yeah, right here. So I'm parallel under the plane, and the gap between is much greater than before. So that's one thing that I really wanted to have a change. I don't want to call it fix or repair, but I wanted to change that on my swing. So this is something that I'm really satisfied with. And then continuing with my backswing, going up, and I'm relatively on the address line, kind of not maybe. I'm slightly off, but I'm not too worried about it, and also the way, my club angle and all that is. I mean, Mo was, kind of vertical looking too, like on the top of his backswing. So, yeah, like relatively, like I'm in a good position, and I have a lot of lag and leverage right now that I'm gonna maintain as I come down, and this is where the tilt, the head tilt is gonna come and help, because I'm tilted. I noticed that it helps me come back down the line much better. So I'm slightly above the plane here after 2 frames, but I think, yeah, after one more, yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty good, right? My hands are back on the line. My club face is below the line, which is proof of lag and leverage, like I've been saying. And I'm gonna come through that swing. And look at it right here. The I guess, the parallel, you see this? Yeah. That's where my club is at right now. It looks pretty nice. And I'm holding on to all that lag, my trail arm being bent to my right side as well. That's the typical, good ball striking position. And going into impact, yeah, so this is like right before impact. But as you guys can see, I mean, I'm pretty damn back on the line. And again, my arm position once again as well. My trail arm is bent. And, just if you look at all the great ball strikers, this is the hallmark of their position. So, I'm right there with the single plane. So that's why I was hitting a 7, and this went like 185. It was a really solid impact. And going through to my front swing, yeah, so I have struck the ball and going through. So it looks like I'm relatively keeping the tilt okay, but yeah, that's my tilt's gonna come off. Here we go. So that's 1 frame after the exit. So here, I guess this would be kind of better. It's not perfectly parallel, it's relatively, but yeah, my shoulder isn't. Whereas Mo's shoulder is parallel. So that's where, I still need to work on. And I think I know what I want to do to kind of like, cause a change on that. So, I'm looking forward to my next practice session that my wife allows me to go out on. And I have another video here, a driver of mine. So let me erase all that. So this was a bomb. Like there's a fence all the way there, and I need to be careful because beyond the fence is a par 3 green, and yeah, I go over that fence pretty often. I know, because like I can see the ball just not hit anything, because when the ball lands I can see it hit like like the wall or some mash, whatever at the end. But a lot of times I just don't see any movement, and that's when I know, oh shit, I went over the fence. And I just check, is there anybody on the green? And I'm like, okay, there's nobody there. But there are a lot of times when there is somebody, so I need to be careful here sometimes. Here, see again, my head is tilted and I have the 10 finger grip, and you can kind of see even from this down the line angle that I'm tilted, and I have the secondary tilt. And here, let's see if this will go through a little faster. Yes, no. Okay, never mind. Let me drag it. So I have a little sigh here. I don't know if you guys can see my mouth, but I'm breathing in and out. And it's such a big thing, because breath is one of the most important thing in human life. And if you look at like middle linebacker too, a lot of times like before the huddle, I mean not the huddle, but right before the hike, you can see them breathe and just take that breath and then just explode on that play. Same thing with golf, because I'm going to have explosion of motion here. So right before the expected explosion that my body knows, unconsciously I'm just taking this breath in and out to prepare myself. And here we go. So yeah, same thing. It goes under the line, and I'm very happy about this change. I need to do a little better, but I know what I'm doing to cause this, so I know what I need to do more of. And I guess, yeah, that's the parallel underneath. Oh, no, that's slightly off. More like this. So yeah, that's a better position than my previous practices. So this is good. And then I continue. And let's see where I end. Slightly above the line again, but I'm not too worried about it again because this was a bomb that I struck. And overall, I'm in a good position. Let me also bring Moe after this too, just kind of compare. Yeah, now you see that bump and the shaft just bending. That's the change of direction that's coming. And a little, yeah, downward motion. So I wish it came a little bit prettier down the line, like Moe, but hell, I'm not Moe yet. The feeling of greatness isn't here with me, but yeah, but this one shows very well, like how much lag I'm holding. And it's coming back along that line. My hands are back, thankfully. And then let's see. And here, my hands are continuing on the line. And you can see that my club face is under the line. So that's a characteristic that I'm looking for. So that's good. Oh, pre-impact, right before. Oh, my hands are slightly off, huh? But the way the club face is coming, it's coming in shallow, under and behind me. So that's definitely a good characteristic here. Oh, and one thing I noticed, can you guys see the left knee sticking out? So, when I took a lesson from Todd Graves people, this is something they told me. Yeah, because you don't want to see that. So that's actually not a good thing. Like, because, it means kind of less, body rotation. If anything, if I can see the left leg behind my right leg, that'll be better. Then, my lower body has rotated that much, and the upper body, which disconnected, is following that lower body movement. But nevertheless, this was a bomb, so... Ooh, here's my impact. Now on this one, yeah, I'm not really back on the line. I'm actually a little bit, not a little bit, it's quite a lot above the line. But yeah, this was a really good impact though, so... But it's kind of, kind of unfortunate to see that I wasn't back on the line. Anyways, let's go through. Front swing. Yeah, you guys can see the ball kind of launch there too. Okay, here's the club exiting. So relatively, I mean, it's not as perfect as I would like it to be, but it's relatively parallel. So yeah, for an amateur like myself, I guess that's good enough. But I'm just still trying to chase Moe, just trying to be like Moe. So here, let me see if I can find Moe Norman here. Let's go ahead and bring this one. Ooh, oh wait, I should have done that. And let me bring my swing. Yeah, let's bring my 7 to the left. Okay, and then let's see Moe. Actually, this is the same kind of as the other one I have. Let's make this quick. So here and here. So at the top of the backswing, yeah, that's too much. Okay, come back. I can do this. And this app lags. I think yeah, it's kind of old app, so. Okay, so that's the bump right there. So I'll stop mine there. A lot of times, people think the end of your backswing is when, everything kind of went to the back, but actually it's not. It's after you have shifted back to the front, because your ass is moving, right? So right now my right ass moves back, my left ass moves forward, and by doing that, the weight will go back to the front as well. So after he has come back to the front, that's the end of your backswing. Not because a lot of people say on the front swing, oh, you gotta shift the weight. No, your weight should have already shifted back to the front, on the finish of your backswing. So Well, anyways, yeah, I have Mo and me here at the top of the backswing, and I guess this is what I mean. Like Mo isn't like he's slightly off too, but yeah, I'm a little bit, yeah, not little bit. I'm quite more vertical than you. Well, yes and no. I guess he's right, yeah, right arm is more in like I guess in connected, which is why his club is a little bit more laid off than mine. But just, point being, he wasn't completely on the line throughout the whole way too. But at least his hands were. My hands are relatively there, so it's acceptable enough for an amateur. And then yeah, I come through. So yeah, I'm coming in steep or steeper than Mo. Like yeah, with him, just yeah, he just falls right into that. So that's the next thing that I would like to cause a change on my swing. Be in this position sooner with less verticality that I have here. So if I can just come back better and prettier, then that will make me strike the ball much more easier. And if I can repeat that more and more, hopefully just be more consistent with it. I mean, in the end, like, I strike my balls really solid 70, 80% of the times, but I want to strike them well all the time. I mean, when you're playing out there, you have no gimmies. You have no, oh, let me do it again. Mulligan? Yeah, bullshit with mulligan. There's no mulligan in life. There's no gimme in life. So, like, yeah, I want to hit it, like, good all the time. Just as Mo did. So, anyways, yeah, these are some of the things that I'm trying to work on to, cause a positive change. If you are a Moe Norman swinger and, you're looking for changes, and some tips and keys. Hopefully this helped you out. Even if you're not, there are a lot of great things that Mo did that you should take from his swing. A lot of pros did, like Paul Azinger. Like they said that he took the leg movement from Mo. And to be honest, the way the current teaching is right now, with a lot of emphasis on upper body and lack of lower body, I think was caused by Mo. Because when people looked at Mo, it didn't look like he moved his lower body at all, kind of, in a fast motion. And people kind of took that literally and kind of affected the teaching. That's what I believe. So anyways, that's all for me. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you very much.